Mic check, mic check. Okay. Weirdly enough, OBS forgot about my mic source. Alright, well, we're back. Alright. It's always OBS issues. OBS is such a wonky software, man. Like, seriously. There's always an OBS issue somewhere. Alright, let's start by leveling up. Okay, we good with that. Now, I did not have anything planned. I think I'm gonna try going with maybe Greatsword. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try going Greatsword today, like Claymore, actually. Still good weight-wise, but by how much? Okay, we're still good. You're sick at the moment? Lung's very bad. Having surgery next month. Damn, dude. What type of surgery? Holy shit. Yo, what's up, Amish? How you doing, man? We're born with weak lungs, so you've been doing swimming all your life. Wow, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I hope you're... And keep us updated. I hope it goes well. Everyone has their own battles, you know? Yo, Moaz, thanks for the Twitch Prime resub. Thank you so much, man. Welcome back, Moaz. A lot of chatters getting unlucky lately. Yeah, dude. Probably because of Miyazaki, let's face it. Hello? How you can't hit him at this distance. Oh. Apparently, some dragons around here. Oh, lucky me, he just kept attacking. It's not a big surgery? Well, at least that's that, I guess. Yo, Vale. How you doing, bro? Vale, are you out of the hospital right now? You got home yesterday? Jesus Christ, man. How is it now? Like, has the pain subsided? You're loving the Nightreign content? Oh, Elden Ring? Hello? That was a long loading screen moment. DRL Big Dick 1. You have a regular streaming schedule or just whenever you feel like it? Whenever like I feel like it and whenever I can. No, I don't have a regular streaming schedule. I haven't streamed in about a week right now. Good invasion. And let's be honest, Amish, Elden Ring is not the game where you'd want to schedule playing it. What rune level, well, do you think is more active lately? 125, 150, or 200? That's a good question. Honestly, I don't even have the answer. I think logically, I think at this point, 200 might be most active, but maybe it's not. Yeah, 713 is, or like 300 plus is where there's the most activity. Like, if you're willing to go to 200, I think I would tell you, like, go to 301 plus. Because that way you're definitely going to get the most activity. And, yeah. And that's that. But, like, keep in mind, 125 can invade 150. And then 150, I don't think can invade 125. Like, if you want to invade, like, 200 and 150, you should be going, like, 165, 167, 168. I forgot the exact number, but I think you'd want to be that instead of 150. Or you'd want to be, like, 139, I think. Something like that. That's an interesting decision-making process by this guy. Yo, Mark, thanks for the resub for 22 months, bro. Welcome back. What, you got home and streamed for proof of life? What the hell does that mean? I think 168 doesn't allow 150, 167 does? Okay, thank you. Well, that's what I meant, right? Like that sort of range. So it's 167, you say. Got it. We're going places. Oh, we have company. Oh, no hit for me. Okay. Oh. think the elevation saved in there. Definitely gonna be a pain to finish him off. I'm thinking maybe I'll switch to Ada. Or actually, let's try this one. One has Piercing Fang. There you go. You went up to 150 with your builds, couldn't get much activity. Also on PC though. Okay. Just to show everyone I'm still alive. Okay. Your wording fucking scared me. The greatsword mix-ups in Elden Ring are so much better than in Dark Souls 3. Well, the mix-ups in general just exist in this game, whereas in Dark Souls 3 they didn't really exist for the most part. Your mix-ups in Dark Souls 3 were either a dagger offhand, an S-stock offhand, or like, you know, and that was it. Struggle to speak because of the breathing. Jesus Christ, dude. How to make a setup viable in Dark Souls 3? Add off-stock? Yeah, exactly. You were a Kestis offender in Dark Souls 3. You know, it wasn't that bad. Like, Fist offhand wasn't the worst. It was just worse in every way than, than off-stock. But it looked cooler, if you ask me. Kestis definitely looked cooler in the offhand than S-stock. With most weapons. Let's say if you had like a straight sword or a curved sword, I'd say the S-stock looked better in that case, but in every other case, like if you had an Ultra or CGS or you name it, I think Kestis looked better. Oh my god, the lock on up there. Another one? Yeah. Cool. No hit. Good damage. Come on. Roll. Okay, there you go. Interesting play. Oh, come on. I think he's trying to resummon. You definitely have to work for your roll catch though with Grid Sword, especially Claymore. Evans with their usual unexpected movements. Yeah, that's actually so true. I thought the host was trying to fog wall, but he kind of like went the other direction. I was surprised. He kept jumping too. It's like, you'd expect like maybe a good player to start doing that, but I mean, it clearly wasn't, but he started doing it out of nowhere. And it actually worked when he ditched the fog wall. I was basically like changing my inventory to swap to an HTS. Anyone knows when Tarnished Edition is coming? Honestly, man, probably holidays. Probably holidays, man. Like when I say holidays, I mean around before Christmas, like November, September, something like that. Maybe October if we're lucky. That's my guess. Love the content. Watch every morning with your coffee. Dude, thanks, man. I appreciate that. But the Murray sword? Dude, that sword has so much potential for one shot. Like, these Murray Ash of War, I mean, there's the straight sword and the great sword. Like, they can do some serious damage. What weapon has the most versatile moveset? That's a very good question. Honestly, there's a few contenders. Like, the first weapons that come to my mind are basically Sight and Lance. I'm not sure if they're the best, but those are basically like the first one that come to my mind. Oh, come on. He actually can't block me to get hit by the other thing. That's bad. Let's try ditching this, putting this on. Okay, we got some friends here. Where's the host at? There he is. Could be annoying. Comboed. I didn't think that was hitting me. I should swap weapon in situations like that, like using off meta and, you know, in close quarter 3v1 is just never a good idea. Need that wilder hook right now. Reverse the this boring distance. Well, that's an unexpected spot to find people. I wonder which cave that was. Direction. Where is that? Oh, there it is. So it's this one? Yeah, this one. They have the tongue on, which I don't think they have. We might be able to invade. Yeah, we're not. Alright, I mean, it was expected. You know what? Let me try this. My fat rolling? No. Little short. He does no damage. That was a hit. I don't know. The hose fall off. The hose fell off, dude. What the fuck? Okay. Alright, let's grab a hammer that's longer when we fight shield. This one was just too short. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Okay. So we want this, we want this, and why not this? I think that should be good. And then let's put a flame strike on. Oh, you can't? No flame strike on hammers? Oh no, you can't. Never mind, never mind. Okay, I didn't say anything. Okay. What else would you want aside from flame strike? Like, I don't think you'd want anything else. But if I had to, what else would I put if I had to? VHS. Let's go with VHS. Fuck it. Same here. Flame strike. VHS. Maybe like one bragger and one flame strike like that. Alright. We're gonna use the smaller bonk. You know, sometimes it's the holy bonk. Now this is the smaller bonk. Crouch L1 on great armor, is it unusable? No, it's pretty good actually. Well, pretty good. It's very short, even for the longest option. What's the AR with this? 699, and if we compare that to our Claymore earlier, if I can find it. Okay, so you see it's just a little more than Claymore, but you get a better crouch than Clay. R2 not as good, but we can make it work. I think the R1's probably better than Greatsword. Great Mace is a straight upgrade? No, it's not. This has more range. And you really feel the range difference with Great Hammers, because the crouch attack has no forward momentum. Turning R1 into R2 is very consistent roll catch. Alright, I'll try that. Curved Great Club is longer than Great Mace and infuses better than Large Club. A little shorter than Large Club though. Yeah, I remember when I used the Fate build, that Curved Club was like really high AR compared to the others. Like it seemed to scale well, like you're saying with infusions, like elemental infusions. I don't think he expected that. I didn't expect it either. Wow, I'm faster here. That's interesting. Like, out of its stun, we both stunned each other, but I came out faster than he did. That's interesting. Wasn't the meta Holy or something at that point? Yeah, I mean, Holy's still probably the best, when it comes to, like, damaging build at meta. I think you're probably still best with Holy, especially given the amount of buffs that you can have on Holy builds. Like, you know, you just pull out the 2 straight swords that up your Holy damage. You just keep the buff and then you go ham after that. Fire curve, great club. You know, you're telling me some interesting numbers. Let's see how much the damage compare. I'm curious now that you keep mentioning it. Because I know I've used it on Fate. I know it has good scaling sometimes. I have not even checked the damage on strength, so let's do that. Sorry. So let's get one Flame Strikes heavy. And let's get one fire. Just to compare here. So this here has 699. Oops, 699. Wait, 699, 719. And then 813. 813 is pretty good considering that you can buff it. Yeah, 903 is pretty good actually. 903 is pretty good. Let's use that. We can switch when we're in water. Or when it's raining. Great Mace is the best from what you remember. Yeah, but the length is felt. Like the range difference. That's why really the large club is the de facto one, because it's the longest one. And that's what you miss the most with Great Hammers, it's the range. Because they have a good moveset. They just lack in like forward momentum and the range in general. But aside from that, if you have a Great Hammer that's longer, it's definitely useful. It's Devour, Cranial, Large, and Void curve. A curved one though, I'm tempted. I'm tempted because that's some good damage. Maybe the difference isn't that big. Yo, Clevy, how you doing, bro? You doing well, man? Cragblade. I mean, Cragblade is good and all. That's really, well, most of the time it's not, because Cragblade means you lose your Ash for extra damage. And on Great Clubs, like, you want Flame Strike. Like, Great Club is like the candidate for Flame Strike. One of those weapons that really has good timing synergy with Flame Strike. Oh, there she is. Little Skippy. Yeah, very Skippy. Yep. Still running after me, you just don't know where he is. Because he's lagging so damn much. Yeah. And that's just too shit. We have to, like, panic roll constantly here. Didn't have time to block the laggy guy. Chirico, thanks for the Twitch Prime resub for 43, bro. Welcome back, man. Thanks a lot, Chirico. I'm glad you're still here. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, that last invasion isn't indicative of anything. Like, when you have someone that's laggy like that, like, it's... You know, win or lose, like, it's almost like you're not even in control, so... Yeah, Crackblade is too hard to reapply. Like, Crackblade would be good if you could, like, buff it really quickly. But you can't, so it's not that useful. Nice. You wish the crouching L one was viable on Faustein's Great Hammer? That's tragic that they buffed and nerfed it. Yeah, dude, Teach. It was actually, like... I remember, like, when they buffed it. Like, I was playing with Marco, and, like, we were having so much fun with that attack. Like, it was very good. But now that you can... If you can tank it, it's just, you know, it makes it useless. If you can tank it, you can, like, guaranteed backstab it every time. It's just unfortunate. Love the R2 era. I think I probably gave in to, like, the people that wanted to see, like, more off-meta stuff. Because, quite frankly, I don't really care that much about what I'm doing in this game, so I might as well, like, you know, please the people who are watching. That's how I'm approaching it right now. So I tried to, you know, to try some different things when I get on. But this, however, this is interesting. That R2 might not be bad. Like, someone said to do it after running attack, which is what we did on the last one. This might be interesting to do that. Our Sten's Dagger stream. You can't just make anything work in invasions, though. You still need to have some damage. Reliable damage. So, like, Power Stance Dagger wouldn't really be all that great. Unless you have them, like, maybe do a crazy amount of bleed or something like that. Or if you want to make daggers work, it's gonna be, like, crit fishing. Get that big crit damage. What's cool about playing with Great Hammers is that you don't really care about shields. Still have to be worried to not get parried, but... I mean, story of Ganker, outplayed and saved. Little slow for the mix-up. Still have to learn the timing for some of these attacks. Seems that standing R1 into R2 is a roll catch. Not as consistent as running R1 though. Okay. I mean, to be fair, the most consistent stuff is, you know, it's anything into Flame Strike if you're in range, but it's nice to know sometimes, like, if you land a running attack, that the R2 can land after that. That's definitely nice, because you're not always in full range, so... I don't play in that cave, guys. I've learned over time it's completely pointless. Like, it doesn't matter who you fight, they can fog wall you at any moment and just wait behind the fog wall and just try to cheese you with the ash, you know. I just don't really play there anymore. Shouldn't really be an invadable area, but I think FromSoft just didn't care. They basically made any invadable area in the area where you can get a co-op summon. I think that's the only reason why this is invadable. Because it's an area where you can summon for co-op. Oh, I think they went up. Well, one guy here. Right. That is so lucky by him. He fucking got a headshot, like, out of nowhere. Got a friend up there. Weird. Thought you could jump that. Maybe the elevation fucked it up. This is a bone bow type invasion, guys. Like with our... Didn't see the host. Oh, come on. Be that. These guys are lame. See it again. And this game's so scrubbish, holy shit. Insane player. I don't know what happened, but I take it. Bro died to himself? Yeah, he did. I think for my next inventory, I'm probably gonna put Bone Bow next to Golem. Because when I get someone like close to one shot, I think it's better to switch to Bone Bow for the finishing blows. Like, let's say like 2 Bone Bow arrows might be easier to land. They're pretty much stuck here. Oh, come on. Okay, at least that's that. Where's the host at? Oh, there he is. You know when he did the block bump? I think he was trying to attack. Oh shit, Braun, thanks for the raid, man. How are you doing? Welcome in, guys. Today I'm just trying out the club. Or the clubs, I should say. Did some duels? Yeah, who would have guessed, right? Wonder if the DLC Great Hammer is good, the Black Steel? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, you definitely need a good Ash, like, for a great club. Invasion Redeem is in 999 points, maybe someday. Yeah, maybe when someone hacks their Twitch account to get infinite points. It's really short. Yeah, you won't range for Great Hammers. Like, there's no way you're gonna use a Great Hammer that doesn't have range. I mean, you can, don't get me wrong, you definitely can, but you definitely feel it. Like, I played quite a lot with the Rod Hammer. I mean, for obvious reasons, like the Rod buildup is really good, but it's so short. Like, you really feel it. It's definitely hard to pressure someone with that much range, or that little range. Doesn't it have a good guard counter? It's not even that good, like the guard counter. It's a gimmick. Once you know the roll timing, it's not even hard to avoid. It's only hard to deal with against multiple people. And quite frankly, because it's a guard counter, you don't really have to worry about it if you're not attacking them. Okay, we have some reinforcement on the sideline there. Oh, there's a third guy. Bro, they are fucking taking a lunch break. Holy shit. My goal here is going to be to go down soon. Just trying to bring one with me, but... Wait, I think one followed, right? Come on, you stupid game. Okay, we take that. Should have done another crouch attack against this guy. And so fucking random. Dude decides to do the Ash like completely out of range, and I fucking went into it. I thought he wasn't gonna do that. Oh my god, this stupid game. Like that or one there. That's the danger with these guys. It's just so fucking random. Are the javelin consumable ever as useful? Yes, they are. It can be very useful. It's just situational, because they're a much quicker punish. And even in invasion, sometimes you need a finisher, and you know they're going to heal, so you just have to time that javelin to, like, punish the heal. There's really nothing that can do that, like, as quickly as the javelin. But it's very situational, like, it's not something you'd use often. Because there's no reason to use the javelin in invasion if it's not to get a kill. Because the damage it does is just too low, right? Like, with the pots you do, like, you know, 500-ish damage for the most part. So, you know, getting 500-ish damage, it's a number that matters. But getting, like, 200 with the javelin, it's not enough. And because you only have 5, like, it's not not really gonna matter. They're really only useful if you're gonna get the kill. In duels, it's different. Like in duels, if you can chip someone for 200, you'll definitely take it. Do you play Dark Souls 2 at all? No, I don't really play any other game right now than this and Nightreign. I mean, in the past, Dark Souls 2 was my first Souls game. I started with Dark Souls 2. I really enjoyed it. That's what got me interested into Souls games. Although not what got me interested into FromSoft. Like, I started with the Armored Core series, and it was a friend of mine that was playing Armored Core with me that told me to try Dark Souls 2. I enjoyed it. And then when they announced Dark Souls 3, I was really excited to get into it with Dark Souls 3. What time of ungodly hours it is? Is it? For me, it's 6:30 p.m. right now, so I'm basically in the prime time of my time zone. Like, I'm in prime time, North American time zone. I'm in Canada, so... Oh, that's a good kill there. Close. Judge that range. Okay, finish this off. No, I used the harpoon there because, you know, you guys mentioned it. Interesting choice by this guy. Dude, this game and the backstabs, man. Take my input, good game. I think it ate my input because I like slightly pivoted when I tried to dodge that. And how do you know that Dark Souls 1 backstab? I mean, because I played Dark Souls 1 after Dark Souls 2. Like, I dabbled a bit in Dark Souls 1 after Dark Souls 2, like, just a little bit. And then I mostly played Dark Souls 1 when the remaster came along. And if you play Dark Souls 1 with, like, good players, you realize that all you need is a good strafe backstab, like, for the most part. Like, there's, like, in neutral, it's basically, like, you know, I have limited experience with Dark Souls 1, but stacking poise, combustion, and then, you know, you can go, like, shield spear, or, like, you know, there's a few options, but for the most part, it's gonna come down to strafe backstabs. Unless you're fighting, like, maybe Golden Tracer or something like that. It's... Like, Dark Souls 1 is really not as complicated as people make it out to be. Like, there's a lot of tech in Dark Souls 1, but most of it becomes useless if you have a better strafe backstab than the other guy. The strafe backstab is just basically like taking advantage of the desync, and whoever can get it quicker on their screen, basically. Which AC was your first? My first Armored Core game was Armored Core 2. And didn't play every single Armored Core game after 2, but I played Armored Core 3. You know, I played Ninebreaker. I played 4, Forenser. After Armored Core 4, I played all of them. But I played Armored Core 2, Armored Core 3, Armored Core Ninebreaker, and probably another one that I forget. Like, they had a lot of Armored Core games. You love Forenser? I mean, to be honest, like, the 4th generation of Armored Core, like, came in hot. Like, it was really nice. And the 5th one, it came in with a bit of controversy because it kind of tried something new compared to the 4th gen, and it wasn't up of everyone's alley, me included, but I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did, because once the mechanics for the 5th gen click, they're by far the best mechanics. It's just a departure. All great games, though, to be fair. The only bad Armored Core experience I got is pretty much Armored Core 6 PvP. That is just too brain dead. Like, they really don't know what they're doing with the PvP with these games. It's really unfortunate. With this game, sorry, not these games, because 5th gen was definitely peak PvP, really. Yeah, 6th generation Armored Core, you can really tell that didn't give a shit about PvP. It was just mostly a PvE game, and to give them their credit, they pretty much succeeded at that. PvE-wise, Armored Core 6 is by far the best one. So, you know, you give some, you take some. It's not perfect, but still good. There's some plus, some cons, you know. Oh, it's raining, though. Thought he was gonna fight there. Guess not. Oh, I got a blue in there. These people, man. Wow, I did not get a hit there. Okay. Stupid. That was a crouch attack, guys. Stupid ass fucking backstabs, man. I hate the backstabs in this game. They're so stupid. Oh, he skipped that. I was actually so ready to fucking dodge it, too. Like, he literally just animation skipped that. Kind of a lame fight. Like, he skipped that fucking jump attack. Like, I was so ready to dodge it. But in the end, Zim Shields always remains the best. I mean, what's funny is, like... What's so funny about this Armored Core 6 situation is... I basically realized it was Doom before the game even came out. Nobody wanted to listen. And then when the game came out, you know, everyone realized that. And, you know, years later, the game is pretty much dead. And no one really ever acknowledged it. Like, it just died, like, a quick, painless death. PvP-wise, at least, for AC6. But, I mean, if you understand how these games work, you could have seen it from a mile away, because that perfect tracking, it's at the end, like, it's a three-dimensional shooting game. That's what these Armored Core games are. It isn't dead, it's niche. No, it's dead, dude. Look at anyone streaming this game right now. How many viewers is that? Can anyone tell me? Like, anyone look up Armored Core 6 streams on Twitch? Someone tells me the number. Because the number of active players is basically all single player. So telling me the number of active users doesn't mean jack shit. That's just coping. 18 viewers right now. Wow. Not dead, eh? You're gonna have a very hard time to argue with me about how dead AC6 is with 18 fucking viewers on Twitch right now. like, I don't care who you are. Like, you have to understand that 1 to 2K number is people doing the fucking story, dude. Like, those are completely pitiful numbers. Just look at Elden Ring, right? Another From Software game, came out before AC6. Right? Like, here we are playing it. It's just a lot more active. It's not dead, it's just sleeping. But I know it's not, like, fair to compare Elden Ring to AC6 because they're not the same genre, and at the end of the day, mecha genre is already niche, but like, no matter how you put it, like, having 18 viewers on Twitch pretty much means that the game is dead. Like, no matter how you look at it. There's not a single game that's alive that has such a low viewership on Twitch. Because you could say, well, that's not people playing, those are just the people watching. Well, Twitch is really a good representation of the interest. So no matter how you look at it, the interest for AC6 is just not there. Whoa, the camera! What the hell was that? Dude, the frame rate! Holy frame rate! Jesus! Dude, I don't know if you guys saw that frame drop. That was nasty for me. Oh my god, he saved them so bad, dude. Holy shit, that's not even fair. Same game. Where's the other guy? There he is. Come on, game. You go through here. So much debris here. Stuff to be worried about. Oh my god, dude. Sometimes it desyncs, I fucking can't dodge it properly. Okay, give me that. So close. Stupid fucking time put. We got fucking robbed of a kill because of the shitty tracking from that thing. I don't think the holes died. Not the host. Okay. Do you think they'll ever do AC7? I think so. I think so, yeah. For US streamers, if the game has no views interest from public, then yeah. No, you don't understand, dude. You don't understand. It's not just from my perspective, dude. Like, the streaming metric is a direct correlation of the interest that people have in said game. It's not even just about, like, oh, for me it's bad. Like, no. That's not even it, dude. What that means is that people don't give a shit about AC6. That's what it means. No matter how you spin it. People don't give a shit about AC6. People give a shit about FromSoft, though, which is the sad part. Oh, you know what? We have this. You can't backstab. Good player. Bro, we have some fucking some guy that's really deep in denial here. Like, he wants Armored Core to be alive, dude. He just wants it. He's projecting it into reality. Listen, man, I wish AC6 PvP was good, but it's just complete ass, and no one gives a shit about it. It's so, like, I was the most disappointed person, but I was also the first one to be disappointed, because for some reason, most quote-unquote AC fans didn't even realize that when they saw the trailer, so... It's just a shame, really, like, very disappointing, but, you know, that is the reality, so... Like, after that, you just have to move on. That's what you have to do. Think we'll ever get Dark Souls 4? Yeah, I think so too. I don't think they're gonna abandon their storied franchise. I don't think so. You don't see the reasoning behind a dead game? I didn't say dead game, I said dead PvP. PvP is completely dead because it's complete garbage. Like the 1 to 2k number that you said, you know, like you said, it's not completely dead, but you have to understand that most of the people playing that are people going through the story. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Story is still pretty good. What platform am I on? I'm on the Switch 2 right now, getting ready for Duskblood. How would you compare Mecha Break to AC6 PvP? Well, I think Mecha Break has better PvP, but overall, like, the game is obviously of much lesser quality than anything FromSoft makes. But yes, Mecha Break definitely has better PvP than AC6. But I'm gonna be honest, I think Armored Core Verdict Day puts both of these games to shame to the point where it's not even comparable. Like, it's not even close. Like, Verdict Day is miles away a better PvP game. And I think that has always been the most unfortunate part about AC6, is that FromSoft really they really hit the nail when it came to, like, the 5th generation PvP. Like, that shit was so fucking good and so competitive and so skillful. And the fact that we went from there to, like, the worst PvP they've ever made is probably what hurts the most. Stop lying, we can all tell you're on Wii U. Oh man. Love the PvE in AC6, probably your favorite one. I think it had the most interesting story. Like, the missions were so nice in AC6. The New Game +1 and 2 were also, like, really nice for the difficulty addition that it added. Well, I mean, to be fair, like, I'm gonna be honest, I think my second playthrough of the game, or actually, no, that's not true. The third playthrough that I did for Armored Core, I didn't die for the whole playthrough. I wish I had it recorded, but I was basically just completing the game on PlayStation just to unlock every part. And I basically realized that, holy shit, I just beat the game, like, without dying. I should have recorded that. I never really realized while I was doing it. That's the thing, though, with AC6. Like, when you play it for the first time, it's very tough because you don't know the mechanics and everything. But once you do, it's really not that hard. This guy has that lat. Yeah, strong lat. I think he has some regen. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I was wondering what that effect was. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. Don't like. I think the the Armored Core community It's probably the lowest IQ community that I've ever seen on any game. And I'm gonna be honest, like, I think Souls community is probably second. I haven't played any MMO or, like, you know, some of these weird-ass games, but like, the AC6 community is really just, like, seriously, like, just a bunch of man-child for the most part. It's kind of sad, because I love the mecha genre, but like, you can tell by the reaction and everything that the people that are playing this, for the most part, are, like, super, like, emotionally unstable and immature. Yeah, I haven't played Rust, that's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't played, like, some of the most, like, obnoxious, like, community games or anything like that. I'll say, though, but like, coming from a shooting background, like, any of the shooting games I've played, it was never like that. Like, you know, like, people are way more, like, normal, I feel, in shooting games than they are, like, in these sort of games. Just my experience. The community IQ might be relative to the depth of gameplay. You know, Gladdy, that might actually be a good point. I don't know, but that's an interesting point. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, though. Also, keep in mind, I played shooting games at a different era. Like, played shooting games, like, mostly back in the 360 era, so things have changed a lot, honestly. Like, people are different, too. I'll be honest, though, like, shooting games now, I feel like, are mostly pretty brain-dead. Like, I would take exception to that. Like, what I consider, like, a shooting game that has, like, you know, you need a functioning brain to play. It's like games like Counter-Strike, where, like, clearly, like, there are rushes to the map, like, strategy. Like, you need a lot of, you need a lot of preparation, lots of experience, lots of knowledge, team communication. Like, there's just so much things that go into play. Like, it's very different from, like, pub matches from, like, let's say Call of Duty, because if you're gonna play, like, random COD lobbies, then, you know, like, that's really not like, that's really not something that's very skillful. Like, Call of Duty is probably, like, some of the easiest game when it comes to shooting mechanics. Like, the game works for you, almost. Actually, I didn't want that. Scared to get backstabbed there. A bad backstep attack. Oh wow, no BS. Yeah, that's Dark Souls 3 style right there. He gave up. I'm not really sure what's the point of, you know, turning on the tongue to get 2 people in there and then stop fighting once it's, you know, once it's not in your favor anymore. It's just weird. Like, isn't that what you wanted? Like, you wanted that sort of fight, no? They don't know what the fuck they want. Losing bad, me no like. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's never fun to lose, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of giving up. Like, giving up to me is just a that's just not nice for the other guys. Especially when you started with the advantage in the first place, right? I think that makes it even worse. Because, like, let's say you started with a disadvantage, and then your teammate died, and you were at more of a disadvantage even. Like that, you know, I could understand. It's like, you know, it's like you're throwing the towel. It's like, alright, you know, there's no way. There's no way I'm coming through this. I was already overwhelmed by numbers, and now I'm even more overwhelmed. That's not what's going on with them. Like, they have the advantage, and then when the tables turn, now they don't like it anymore. So they like to give it out to other people, but they don't like it when it's done to them. You see where, like, the hypocrisy is, right? Like, I'm gonna do it to you, but you can't do it to me. This is the baby turtle map. He likes this map. I think that's above us, right? Like here. Told you. Okay, there's one guy there. I'm not sure if he has a teammate, so I'll be careful. Okay, he has the Rakshasa, hard counter to what I do, alright. Okay, there is a teammate, so... Okay, this guy has shit net. I think this area is cleared. Oh, we got a teammate. What the hell? Where does this guy come from? Didn't know we had a teammate in there. Okay, this teammate seems pretty useless though, to be fair. Like he's not doing anything. Yeah, this teammate is like super bad actually. Oh, this guy has very little HP though. Okay, really bad player. Now this guy's gonna run. I mean, even with a guy that doesn't know what they're doing, they're just so bad in 2v2s, man. These are definitely alt accounts. Yeah, so to give you guys some context, like these people are basically gankers that when situations like that happen, right? When we basically like shit on them and they look like the complete dog shit that they are at this game. They don't want that to happen. They don't want you to know who they are. So they just keep on making alt accounts over and over and over again. And, you know, when you ask the real accounts, they'll say, no, that's not me. And when you ask them why you never see them, they say, oh, but you blocked me, which is also false. Like the actual reason and the reality is they're scared to lose so badly that they're stacking advantages for the most part. And then on top of that, they also hide behind a username that doesn't represent them. So, I mean, that's not new, though. That's been the case for, like, pretty much since I started playing these games. Like, these people, I've always been doing that. And usually when I get 2v2s like that, they'll purposefully leave a really bad invader in their world to, like, make it seem as if, you know, it's a fair fight. Like this guy, the guy that we had as a teammate, this guy was really bad, but I'm pretty sure they kept him on purpose so that it was a 2v2, so it seemed like a fair fight, so that they felt better winning. But, like, you know, they don't really accept fights when it's, you know, when you get a teammate that's good. Like, for instance, I think last stream, we invaded with Green, and then when Green invaded with us, they basically blocked them, like, right after. It'll just to show you, like, the behavior, you know? Like, when a ganker tells you that you've blocked them, it's all, like... Or actually, I don't know about you guys, but for me, like, it's always fault. I never block pretty much anyone unless their connection is complete dog shit. Those are the only people that I block. Or cheaters, right? People that blatantly just cheat. Those are the only people I block. So, and even then, I clear my block list every so often. So the whole, like, you know, you blocked him or I blocked you or whatever, that's always false. Like, it's their excuse, it's their made-up excuse because they're too scared to, like, get into, like, any fair fights. It's wild how much effort these gankers put into the game and still be that bad. I think it goes hand in hand, though. Like, when you're that scared of losing, you never go outside of your comfort zone, and so you never improve. I bet more people would give PvP a fair chance despite connection issues if invasions were more balanced when playing co-op invasions. Yes, for sure, dude. Like, you know, the reason why we're still, you know, playing Elden Ring is partly because of Dark Souls 3. Like, Dark Souls 3 had such an interesting concept when it came to invasions with the whole team invasion that it's basically what a lot of people were hoping Elden Ring was going to be. And still, even today, everyone's still hoping the next From Software game does that properly next time. Don't forget, they're mostly Arabs. I don't buy into that. I mean, maybe you're right, maybe you're not, but from my experience, I've traveled the world, and, like, I actually traveled a lot, and I've met good people and bad people pretty much everywhere, so, you know, if there's, like, a subsection somewhere of people in a certain country, I see it as completely, like, anecdotal, let's just say. Like, I know for a fact that I've fought plenty of gankers from, like, other countries. Like, you know, it's not just one place. Definitely not. What's my favorite place you visited? Man, I'm gonna be honest, Teach. There's no place like home. Like, I wouldn't trade fucking Canada for any of the countries I went to. You know, let's say the most exotic place, the most like cultural, like the most cultural shock I've had was staying for a few months in Ivory Coast. That is a dirt poor fucking country, man. People are so nice though, like seriously, like the nicest fucking people in the world that I've met there. Like, people are so genuinely nice. But man, oh man, oh man, it is so poor. And when you have to experience it, it's really another dimension when it comes to the mindset of living in such poverty and managing to find happiness in all of that. There's really some lessons to be had there. It's quite the experience. It's very hard to convey unless you've experienced it. Very, very hard. See, like, we're just missing just a little bit of range here. What if we do that? Oh, that was even further here. It's hard to get, like, an attack into another one after the panic roll. It's like, see, it's just too short, like, just slightly. Here, I'm trying to, like, focus on crouch attacks. I want to see if I can, like, catch someone at range that's, like, panic rolling. Yeah, that's an amazing home base. Yeah, I agree, Teach. Oh, Oregon, sorry I missed that earlier. Thank you so much for the resub for fucking 33 months, bro. Thank you so much, Oregon. I don't know if you're still here. That was like 30 minutes ago. Thanks a lot, dude. Really appreciate that. I agree, G. It's very hard to leave home. I can't see myself leaving Cape Town. Obviously, travel now, but Cape Town is your home. Beautiful city. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's the home feeling, and also, like, when you put conditions of living into perspective, like, it doesn't matter where you're from. There are some countries that are obviously a lot more rich, and other countries that are a lot more poor. And I mean, like, straight up, like, people's revenue, right? Like, condition of living. And no matter how you put it, you have, like anyone that lives like in like Europe or North America, it's like the conditions of living are some of the best in the world, and you have to understand that. Like no matter how you slice it, it's gonna be hard to find a place with like similar living conditions. Good fight. Dude, the push from the PvE was... Okay, well. Most definitely having a fight right now. Got killed by the rot. Oh, gave up. And these fights are something. You're basically getting priced out of Sea Idle year by year. Average prices have gone up so much. And I make okay money, but it's not enough. Yeah, I feel that, dude. Like, I think it's very similar in a lot of places. I definitely agree with you. Where are you at, Planted? Why are you saying it's so bad? Where do you live? Doesn't Vancouver have crazy high rent as well? Yeah, Vancouver is another fucking planet, man. I don't even know how people can live there. Like, that's... It's so fucking expensive in Vancouver. From what I've read, I've actually never went to Vancouver, but... So fucking expensive, I don't even know how people do it. He's in a desert wasteland. Oh, you're actually in Arizona, so you are in the desert wasteland. Dude, I have some friends in Arizona. They never told me it was a bad place, though. The only thing that bothered me was always the fucking... the fucking wildlife that creeps into your home. That's the part I wasn't a fan of. Arizona in summertime, you're in hell? Yeah, I believe it. I don't have any issues believing it. Everywhere you look, there's a gang member, drug dealer? Really? I mean, I must admit, like, even where, even in Montreal, fucking, like, the number of crackheads are they're multiplicating. It's like, oh shit. I don't know if he was aiming at me, if he just happened to lock on. Like, the number is so much higher, and, like, it's not just... Like, you see them on the streets everywhere. But... they're not all bad folks. Oh, I thought I would hit both. I hit none. Okay, well, I guess, some more company here. I think we want to stay around that rock, no matter how you look at it, or a rock. I think this is one of those invasions where I should probably switch weapon, but... Okay, we have some ants here. Could help us. Oh my god, the fucking lag saved him. I think the ant finished off the other guy, though. Stupid ass blue. Out from South Africa, the rest of Africa unfortunately has extremely different living standards to the rest of the world. It's crazy. I've never visited anywhere else in Africa but Cape Town. I've seen and read about the rest of Africa. Yeah. Yeah, when I went to Ivory Coast, it was basically like, I mean, it's just another planet, really. And the craziest part is it feels like people find a way to be more happy than in richer places in the world that I've been. That's the crazy part. I'd love to visit Morocco. I went to Morocco. Beautiful place. Didn't stay long though. It was just for like half a day, you know. Catch another flight. Let's see, do we have a teammate? We have a teammate. Try to group up with said teammate. Hopefully we can find him. I think the teammate just spawned in for some reason. Yo, what is that? That was weird. Yeah. I thought I was already with someone in the world. I wasn't. I mean, these guys are pretty shit, but 2v1 be like that. Busted para? Man. If I get a 1v1 with this guy, I don't care if he uses para. He's gonna get shitted on. It's not even gonna be close. I mean, just like last invasion, like these guys are complete garbage. It's just that when you get 2v1, you can't do anything. That's just the nature of the game. Wonder if they're... Okay, where's the host at? There he is. Oh wow, that was close. Gankers love to use Endure Pada to substitute their lack of skill. That's actually so true, dude. Yeah, that's so true. Like, Pada is probably, like, one of the easiest weapon to use. Like, it's one of the lowest skill requirement weapon. So it's definitely, like, a very good candidate for Ganker use case. You think Duplessis beats Kamza? It's gonna be a good fight, man. It's gonna be a really good fight. I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like Chimaev has had some health issues that could play a big role into all of this. I don't even know. Like, you're really telling me that they have a fight announced? I didn't even know that. So, but yeah, like the health issues are gonna be a problem. I'm not a big fan of Duplessis, if I'm being honest. I don't like the guy. I don't think he's that good either, honestly. It's just a very durable person with pretty good wrestling, but I feel like there's a lot of guys that could give him a run for his money. I feel like he's good at cutting weight. And I mean, obviously he's a champion, but I'm not a fan. Don't like the guy. Wins by comes out getting sick? Yeah, pretty much. You support any NBA team? Nah, I don't watch American sports for the most part. You know, like the sports the sport I care about the most is hockey, and then the other sport I would watch is I mean, honestly, I really only care about hockey and UFC. That's really it. Or maybe one championship. I like me some Muay Thai fight. Like, Muay Thai is pretty damn cool to watch too. Those are mostly the stuff I watch. And also, like, you know, the Montreal Canadiens are on a good trajectory for their team, so it's getting more interesting to watch them as well. You wish Muay Thai was more popular in the West? Dude, Muay Thai fights are so fucking good. Like, it's crazy how good, like, Muay Thai fights are. Also, like, Muay Thai isn't like fucking boxing or even MMA for that matter. Like, you know, you see the top fighters, they're all fighting each other. Like, you want to see, like, X best guy versus X other best Muay Thai fighter. They're gonna be fighting at some point. They're gonna have a fight out there on YouTube. Like, they don't ditch no one over there. They fight everyone. Really nice. Like, these guys are legit warriors. Like, legit warriors. But I definitely would never want to participate in a Muay Thai fight with these fighters, man. They're so ruthless. They're so durable and ruthless. It's amazing the amount of punishment they can take. And that they can give as well. It's honestly impressive. Very impressive. It's a fascinating sport to watch, really. I mean, all combat sports are very hard on the body and everything, but there's something that's to be said about, like, you know, in most sports, like in most combat sports, you're trying to slip, for the most part, punches. But, like, Muay Thai is one of these things where these guys hold their ground and just fucking... they block hits, they hold their ground, and they try to dish back as much as possible. Like, I think that's the key difference that makes it so, like, crazy to watch. It's the fact that they hold their ground so much. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't land any of that. Okay, let's go. All right. Senshai is your favorite fighter? For me, it's Wakao, dude. Wakao is definitely my favorite. Man of Steel, dude. But they have, like, so many interesting fighters. But yeah, if you watch Senshai, like, outside of the ring, like, you cannot help but, like, smile just watching him, like, be goofy and everything. Like, he's the type of person that looks like he's enjoying himself out there. You're rewatching the Dark Souls 3 stuff, it's much more fun to watch than Elden Ring, not even close. I have a very good explanation for that. I think Elden Ring, first of all, Elden Ring is more outside of your control when it comes to the outcome of an invasion. Like, you're not as much in control as you were in Dark Souls 3, meaning that your skills don't matter as much in Elden Ring. And it creates a very specific dynamic where you could be very good at the game and you'd have, like, X success rate. Like, you'd win, like, that many matches consistently or inconsistently. And then you'd take a bad player and the win rate would not be as good because they're a bad player, but you take an average to, like, good player and their win rate would be very similar to the very good player, because at the end of the day they would both lose the same invasions. You'd lose against the dedicated gankers because you can't do anything about it, and you'd win, like, a similar percentage of the invasions versus the scrubs because you're prepared setup wise, you have big damage weapon, and you know what you're doing. So at the end of the day, if the average good player was to fight the really good player, they'd lose very often in a duel, but in an invasion setting their win rate would be very similar because the outcome of a fight is not really decided by skills for the most part, because the game is just way too unbalanced when it comes to invasion. And when you're facing with a situation that's very difficult, aka you're facing anyone that is attempting to gank a little bit, your options are basically nil. Like, you can't do anything. And the difference with other Souls game, again, I'm repeating myself, I'm a broken record, but in other Souls game, the play when you were fighting these type of gankers was to survive until you had reinforcement, until another teammate would come in. And this ability to survive was a big differentiating factor to, like, the average good player and the very good players. Same thing for your 1v1 skills, because 1v1 is a lot more skill oriented than really anything else. So when you have a situation where it's a 2v3, one guy gets a 1v1, the other guy gets a 2v1, the guy that's in a 2v1 needs to survive, the guy in the 1v1 needs to kill the other guy quickly. So that made it so skilled mattered more. So it makes it more interesting to watch someone skillful because they're able to achieve outcomes that are more reflective of their skill. And so in Elden Ring, I'm not necessarily better or worse. It's just that the game will never allow anyone that's more skillful to really shine in Invasion to a point where you really differentiate yourself from the average good players. There's basically more RNG. That's what it comes down to. That's what it is ultimately. That's probably why you find Dark Souls 3 more interesting to watch. Because it just simply requires more skills to be successful, and you're more in control over the outcome than you are in Elden Ring. So like for instance, Flower, if, I don't know if you're playing Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring or whatever, if you play both of these games right now, you're not going to be a worse, and okay, so let me rephrase that. If you play both games right now, like one after the other, and you've played both games for a significant amount, right? Like you've played a lot of Elden Ring and a lot of Dark Souls 3, and you're very familiar with both games. You're not going to be like significantly worse at one or the other. They're very similar games. You're going to be pretty much on an almost similar, you know, similar skill level, really, because the only thing that's going to differentiate between the two is like maybe like you have more knowledge in one game than the other because Dark Souls 3 has been out for longer, and maybe you have like more extensive experience with Dark Souls 3. So, but for the most part, you're really the same player skill-wise. But your success rate is still going to be determined by how the game is ultimately, and how much it rewards skills. Okay, now we need to find where the host is. I think he might be under. Like over there. I'm gonna attempt... Oh. I don't know, actually. You're back. Did you add anything? Well, I don't know. I don't know anymore. I drank my physic too early. I wasn't paying attention. The game never teaches you how to play. Yeah, that's a different story. That's for like the newcomers that are coming into this game. I mean, they're mostly really fucking bad because the game just does a very poor job at leading you into getting better at the game. Like for instance, a way the game would do that is by putting an obstacle in your way that's very difficult to overcome, whereas you need to time your roll in order to beat it, or you need to like space properly in order to beat it. Like I'm gonna give you an example. Midir the dragon in Dark Souls 3 is a boss fight where you need spacing in order to fight it properly. Even though it's a huge dragon, if you don't have spacing, it's a much harder fight. Because usually you'd fight dragon by like going at their feet, trying to get behind them, and then yada 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 yada. But with Midir, it's like you want to fight it straight on and attack the head, and basically space the attack. And so once you understand that, it's not tight spacing by any mean, but for a new player, once they understand that, it opens up sort of their way of looking at the game. Yo, Clay, how you doing? What's up, Kenut? Nice to see you guys. In Dark Souls 3, you get knocked down or knock somebody down. There's a mini game there in timing, choice, and anticipation. In Elden Ring, there isn't. Getting staggered has options with Heart Swap, another mini game. Fishing, not always wise. Yeah, I see what you mean there, yeah. And all the little details, basically. Doesn't help that there's so many build guides and OP strats. I don't think that stuff matters, if I'm being honest. There's always going to be that for any game. With bot. What the hell is this weapon? Looks like an old man finger. Damn, cannot. Can you name a couple of your favorite games? Sure, dude. I really like I mean, keep in mind, favorite game and games that I think are like, let's say objectively, even though that doesn't really mean much, like objectively like loved by everyone are two different things. Like for instance, my personal preference, my favorite game of all time is Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Love Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and Vegas 2. Really love those games. I loved the old Battlefront games, especially Star Wars Battlefront 2 on PlayStation back then. Not the new EA ones, you know, the older ones. The first one was great as well. I actually really like Armored Core Verdict Day. Really amazing game. I love Skyrim. I had a ton of fun with Skyrim. I played it a little too much, I would say. You know, even though the world is big and there's tons of mods, replayability, everything, I think I played this game to death. Like, so I'm having a hard time replaying it right now, but I love Skyrim. I also love the Fallout 3. I love Fallout 3. I like Fallout 4 as well. A little weak on the story, but it basically had better like shooting mechanics, settlement system that were an improvement over Fallout 3. So I actually really like the Bethesda style games. Unfortunately, you know, Starfield wasn't it for me, but these are some of the games I like. I really like the story for GTA 5, GTA San Andreas. GTA San Andreas and GTA 5 have amazing story. I like the Red Dead Redemption 2 story as well. I think my favorite story for any game is probably Metal Gear Solid 4. Metal Gear Solid 4 was just such a good game. Really hold that game in high regards. I'm sure if I replayed it today, I'd still have a blast. You know, these are just on top of my head. Like, there's plenty of other games that are great that I've played, but like on top of my head, like these are just like a few. When is the Metal Gear stream happening? When is the new Metal Gear remake coming out, guys? Do you guys know? I don't know by heart. In 10 minutes? All right. In 10 years? Okay, in 6 weeks? I mean, you could really tell me any fucking number and I would not believe it at this point. I guess I'll have to look it up after. Next month, 6 weeks. Alright. Maybe it is around next month. Who knows? I'll have to look afterward. Oh, that's him. Oh, that's him too. You mean the remake? Yeah, Snake Eater remake. I've watched all the cutscene for Snake Eater, but oh. Oh, no BS there. It's coming in 6 weeks. That's what it says on Steam page. All right. Thanks. Sorry for not believing you. It's just everyone is throwing a bunch of fucking numbers that are all different. Never could get into Metal Gear. I mean, you know, you don't need to like every genre of games. Like, you know, like I've played Forza, right? I don't like racing games. I'm sure Forza, like some of the Forza games are basically like peak racing games, right? Like, you know, you don't need to like every genre, and that doesn't mean that genre is bad per se. So like same thing for like shooting games, right? Like you guys are watching an Elden Ring stream, you don't need to like shooting games, you know, to each his own. You gonna stream it? You mean Metal Gear? I didn't think about it. That's not a bad idea. Why not? Gran Turismo is strictly better. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like I said, I don't really care about racing games. Just like I don't care about fighting games. I know, like, sometimes I get, like, fighting games enthusiasts that love to argue with themselves and love to project, like, whatever onto, like, me or, like, other people. But, like, I don't care about fighting games. That doesn't mean they're bad. It's just I don't care about them. Same thing for MMOs. Like, I regard MMOs as being, like, games that are played by the lowest of the low, like, you know, like people in diapers and shit. Like, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean MMOs are bad games, though you'll have a hard time convincing me otherwise. But I think MMOs are like the closest thing probably to a waste of time when it comes to gaming. But, you know, to each his own. And obviously, somebody that has a very fulfilling life, let's just say, right? That disregard gaming because everything else they do in life is more exciting. It's just better in gaming than every way, right? Like, maybe these people exist, I don't know. One sec, let me just finish this. Okay, whatever. But, like, you take these people, you know, very fulfilling lives and everything, they look down on anything gaming. Maybe actually, like, you know, I'm sure you guys have some experience with people that take this way for one reason or another. I think it's far-fetched, or let's not say far-fetched. I think it's just simply ignorance to put, like, all of the games in one category in terms of, like, is it a waste of time or not, or is it fulfilling or not, right? We've had this discussion before, but I'm gonna reiterate. There's different ways you can look at it. For the most part, there's always this entertainment factor where you're just playing game purely for the entertainment. And in a matter of fact, like, it does not really matter what that activity that you're doing is. You need a break for your brain every now and then. Like, you cannot be at 110% like all the time. Sometimes you just need a breather, need to enjoy something that's pretty meaningless, just to, like, regain some of that energy, you know, get happy, get entertained. Doesn't matter what you're doing there. It could be any game, it could be like any really medium, could be movie, anything. It doesn't matter. Now, there's that other layer that's basically like, okay, so how useful is gaming for your life? So we're gonna take away, though, the low-hanging fruit, which is, you know, jobs like what I'm doing, where I'm basically streaming and making a revenue off of it. Obviously, like, you know, a hustle is a hustle. No matter what you do, you need money to live. So we're gonna take that away because that doesn't apply for most people. But what does gaming actually give you, like, concretely? Well, there's something that a lot of people underestimate, and that's it trains your brain, right? Just like when you train at the gym, you're training your muscles. Well, you're also training your neurons when you are problem solving. In general, it doesn't need to be a game, but every time you're problem solving and you're thinking really hard to find a solution, whether it's in real time or whether it's if it's in over a long period of time, it's an important part of your life. Like, problem solving is very important to develop your brain and constantly be problem solving, whether it's a problem that you have at work, whether it's you know, whether it's a problem in your personal life. It doesn't matter. It's important to problem solve, and there's a lot of games that are very good at training your brain to problem solve. And you know, the obvious examples are like puzzle type games, right? But it doesn't necessarily need to be puzzle games. Any game that you need to think quickly and think accurately, like, for instance, even shooting games where, let's say not any shooting games, but shooting games where you have to play at a high level, like a Counter-Strike, where you need to think about your strategy, your positioning, like what you're gonna do in the moment to outplay your opponent. Like this sort of quick thinking is important, and that is like one way to train your brain. That's one example. Obviously, you know, let's say fighting games where you have to think to outplay your opponent. What is my opponent going to do? Like, you have to consider all the moves, the possibilities, and then you make a decision in the moment. You know, any game that's really skill-oriented should be a good candidate for problem-solving, quick thinking, and leveling up your brain, so to speak. So I don't know every game genre, every game type, but you guys can fill in the blanks, you know, to like see like, okay, like this game that I'm playing is pretty brain dead or it's not, right? So that's that. And also the other aspect that's a little more nuanced is the story aspects. When you are playing a game that's very heavy on the story, a good story can have an emotional impact on you. Doesn't matter if it's the characters, you know, the overall arc, you know, it doesn't matter what. Like a good movie or a good story, a good book, it can have a positive impact on you in your real life if it really captures you in a significant manner, right? So that's another part of it. And so this one is often overlooked, but when it comes to entertainment medium, there are some instances where the author or the creator really managed to capture something that is very valuable and important, and that opens your eyes to something in your life or whatever. You know, that's possible. Sometimes it's just, you know, to make you cry, to make you laugh, blah blah blah, you know, that sort of stuff. That's entertainment. But you know, there are some times where good stories can capture you in a significant way. So those are like the things that I can think of. There's also, you know, another one that's like practicing your reflexes. You know, they had a study at some point, I think I read on Google, that they like studied COD players versus like in like the relationship between like reflex when driving, and people that played video games had better reflexes when driving. But I mean, take that for what you will, right? There's also that sort of stuff, but I don't think that would be a good excuse to play games a lot, but that's just me. Minecraft for your autistic brain is goated. I mean, Minecraft is one of those games that can be played in an extremely brain-dead way, where you can wander around aimlessly forever and completely waste your time, or you can partake in the more creative side of it, where you build structures kind of like Legos, and again, you build these connections in your brain, and you become like basically smarter by building more connections. But like anything, really, right? Like everything comes in moderation. If you drink too much water, it's bad for you. If you play too much gaming, it's also bad for you, just like anything. So, I mean, I'm sure I don't need to tell you guys that. At the end of the day, I'm sure we're all striving for balance, right? Guys, are we gonna get a blue this time? What does he have? If he has a Rakshasa, we're gonna swap. It's a Great Cat. Should be good. Should be a fair matchup with Great Cat. I think though, like, the worst feeling you can have when playing a game is when you're playing a game, you're not having fun and you're feeling like you're wasting your time, that's probably the worst that you can have when it comes to gaming. But that's really to each his own, because again, at the end of the day, for the most part, games are entertainment that you need in some quantity in your life, no matter how you look at it. You're not going to be like working 24/7, always doing everything perfectly. You're going to need a breather at some point. And entertainment is a perfect way to like balance that hard work. See if we can get a teammate. This time let's try to wait for a teammate, because every time we're stuck in a 2v1 there, it makes the game quite pointless. But we're gonna wait for a teammate. We're gonna see afterward. Fighting games have mechanics that invalidate skills too. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like, no doubt. For sure, dude. Rakshasa can tank that? Rakshasa can tank pretty much everything, really. We're gonna wait a little bit. If we don't get a teammate, we're gonna back out. If we get a teammate, we're gonna see how it goes. It must suck having gaming as one of your job instead of an escapism. I'm gonna be honest, I think it's a terrible fucking job. It's a terrible job, but there's so many jobs that are way worse than that. It's hard to complain about that, really. It's hard to complain about it, but it's definitely not fulfilling. It's definitely not fulfilling, for sure. Get wrecked by Nightbot, bro. Yo, we got a Kevon raid. What's up, Kevon? How you doing, man? What's up, guys, from Kevon stream? Right now, we're invading these Gankers, and I'm waiting for a teammate. If we don't get one, I'm just gonna back out. I'm gonna wait a little bit more just to make sure that the tongue is, you know, open or not, whatever. You're living out the Dark Souls 3 glory days. Dude, I've noticed there's so many people from Dark Souls 3 that have a very hard time like just accepting Elden Ring and playing Elden Ring. Like they just don't like Elden Ring, and they just want to go back to Dark Souls 3 because they're craving something that Elden Ring basically doesn't have. So many people from Dark Souls 3 just did not embrace Elden Ring for obvious reasons. Can't blame them, really. I have so many people that ask me, like, to play Dark Souls 3, like, very often. But yeah, again, you know, this is mostly a job, so playing Dark Souls 3 doesn't really get me anywhere. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, Dark Souls 3 is 8 years old and does not really have a future. I mean, to be fair, Elden Ring, to an extent, probably doesn't have a future either, but at least it's more popular, and at least we have Tarnished Edition to look forward to right now. After that, it's probably going to be over for real, though. You even tried recently trying to get back to Elden Ring Invasion. The activity was just so bad. Took so long to get people, but might be a PC thing. Yeah, maybe that's just a vanilla PC thing. It's definitely possible. Just 2 to 3 more years of this? Dude. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to stay a content creator for that long if all I have is Elden Ring. You know what I mean? Okay, I think we're not getting a teammate. What if they release a new Elden Ring DLC? Well, if they release a new DLC, it's gonna kickstart the game all over again, for sure. That's new content. Is there a funny fate, weapon, or build for invasions? Yes. The fucking, Great Envoy Horn, whatever it's called, the Colossal one. I used that before the Colossal buff, right? So the crouch attack was bad. Yet, the bubble that this has, with all, like, if you overbuff your weapon, the bubble is actually stupidly strong damage-wise. So, that's actually pretty interesting for a Fade build. If you want to use that bubble. And now that the Colossal moveset has been buffed, you can use the weapon on top of that. So, for a Fade build, it's definitely something to try. Is Holy still bugged? Yes, but you can still have some holy buffs like I forgot the name, but you know, through the Straight Sword Ash of Wars. There's like 2 Straight Sword Ash of Wars or 3 that buff holy damage. Why don't you play Demon Souls? Bro. That's a rhetorical question. Last Rite, yeah, thank you. Last Rite, Golden Epitaph, yeah, exactly. And Sword of Light. Thank you, guys. Yeah, with those buffs, you can reach some higher damage. Also, get back to that. Or actually, this, I mean. Oh, he grabbed him. You're using Holy build right now, so much damage stacking. Yeah, you can reach some nasty damage with Holy for sure. You're doing nuke damage? Yeah. With Tarnished Edition, I'm gonna revise my builds. I'm gonna probably try to have like a few builds to mix it up a little bit. You know, be on Fate, be on Magic, be on Strength, maybe be on Dex. We'll see. I thought they were coming. That's bad, dude. I just gave myself away there. One down. Okay, that's 2 down. And sometimes it feels like these people are just not thinking. I don't know what they're doing. Like, you better use Europia, bro, please. Yeah, that weapon... That weapon seems, like, super powerful. I mean, Twin Blades are still ridiculously strong. Ridiculously strong. I feel like people don't use Twin Blade because they're ugly. And casuals think they're off-meta weapons, but they're so not. Like, Twin Blades are so meta, dude. Ow. Bro, the little guy that's desperate for attention again. These motherfuckers are so sad. It's actually crazy. Like, I think though, I think these people like legit have mental issues, so I'm a bit like hesitant to like bash them too much, to be fair. I think these people that do that are either like young kids or people with mental issues, one or the other. I don't think it's anything else. Yeah, I could see a kid doing that, you know. Kids, like the thing with kids is like their brain is not fully developed, so you excuse a lot of things that kids can do, right? It's just nature, you know. Oops, got to
Hey!
interesting. The probability of a grown man doing this is never zero. Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. Like there's a lot of very mentally weak people out there. It's actually crazy. You know what, I just like, let's say just browsing the internet, like you see so many people that feel the need to tell everyone what they think, and it's just negative for everyone, right? Um like for instance, like I have some comments on my channel, like just first-hand experience. I have some comments on my channel that is basically like a guy that over a 1-year span has only negative comments, and he still watches the content and never has, like, you know, he always feels the need like to voice everything that, you know, like his frustration basically, right? So there's a lot of stuff like that, like everywhere. Like I've noticed that too, like, you know, I follow hockey, and there's a lot of that. Like, I think the lowest IQ I've seen for comment section is most definitely around sports. Like, dude, the IQ is so fucking low on some of these sports channels, it's actually insane. Like, people really very often don't have, like, anything good to say about anything. It's actually crazy. But when you stop and think about it, it's like a net negative when you take time out of your day, like, over and over and over again. Like, you know, it's fine. Like, if there's something that really bothers you, you want to open up a discussion, you know, it's not bad necessarily to voice your opinion, but if you always come back to something you hate all the time, to just keep hating on it, something's wrong with you. And there's a lot of that online, and that just tells me that there's a lot of people like that. A sad state of affair. Let's try to bounce it off a wall. There you go. Just trying to mix up the timing a little bit. being unhappy and hating is a lifestyle. Maybe you're right, Chirko. Actually, you're probably right. But it's just sad, really. And then these people very often, like you hear that they try to drag you into their situation, right? Like they're the one that are saying, oh, you know, you're always negative or you always complain, right? Which is obviously not true. You know, they're basically, what's funny is like they're never there when there's a positive topic for any video. They're always there when, you know, it's to point out like a bad mechanic in the game or something like that. And then, you know, it's always like you're always negative, and then they complain about, you know, whatever. Or it can be deeper than that. Sometimes it's just insults, but you know, that's just for my first-hand experience. But obviously, you look online anywhere, you see that sort of behavior, like left and right. It's super common, especially around social media. Like, how many times have you seen like a post on X or Y social media? That is just like, you know, it's pointless. It's just people arguing with one another for no reason, with no outcome even possible in the first place. It's just a complete waste of time, completely. And it's emotionally draining on top of that. So yeah, a lot of people are emotionally weak because they fall into that trap. And what's also crazy, guys, that's very important to note. For anyone watching, this is something that's very important to understand about the internet. For anyone watching, it's very important to understand that. You're gonna see a lot more of these, like, negative people on the internet than you're gonna see positive ones. And it's not representative of the actual population, though. Like, it's not because you see a 50-50 of negative positive, let's say, that it is what's going on. Because for the most part, the normal, sensible people, they read and move on. They don't engage. And so anything you read online, always keep in mind that the people that are more nuanced, more normal, are just simply not interacting for the most part. So always try to keep that in mind when you're reading like a lot of garbage online. Gonna be an interesting fight. I'm trying to, oops, have to reorder stuff. This is good. All right. Okay. Grab this one. Careful about Blue. Don't know what he's doing. Bells. We want to kill the blue because he's the weakest link. I think we're gonna have a long drawn out one here. Gonna have to be waiting a lot, I think. That lat is nasty. I think the play here is simple, guys. We wait for all the garbage to end. Oh my god, this guy's net's ass. He never took my bow shot. Okay. My bow shot never hit him. Alright guys, we're gonna turn it up a little bit here. I say that, but let's just keep with this actually. I don't think he can reach. Let's just wait. No point in engaging with all their healing buffs and everything. Oh, that's random. Laggy blue? Nope. Always gotta complete the Trinity, right? Never an invasion without a laggy blue. I think that's it for the blue. This is a great example of like people that are absolutely horrible at the game, but you don't need to be good at the game. Nope. And have to wait for all this to end, and then we're gonna be able to engage after that. Right. One day you'll burn through all their FP. Unfortunately, there's pretty much an infinite amount in Elden Ring. What's unfortunate about invasions like this is you can't rush it. You have to wait. You have to wait for all the regen to end. Like when they have like all this stuff on the ground, like all the buffs, it's pointless to aggress them then because you're gonna be doing so little damage and they're gonna just heal everything back. Magic needs an overhaul for skill and depth. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna argue with that. For sure, dude. Compelling gameplay, guys. Bro, that was weird. Okay. This guy only knows one spell? No, he knew many more, but that was his favorite. Okay, well, if the gate is closed, we're not gonna be able to reach them. Would you consider coaching someone new to invasions? It's funny that you said that because I remember back in Dark Souls 3, like, I had the idea to, like, start like you know, coaching for Dark Souls 3. And I had so much backlash for it, even though like I actually got clients technically. People hated that I did that. They hated it. They hated the hustle, man. They hated it so much. So I'm not gonna do it anymore. Okay, let's try to respawn. We don't get a good... Oh, actually, I think they were on the ladder. God damn it, we actually have a worse spawn now. Oh, but someone died. Well... There you go. Uh-oh. Slightly out of range. Ooh, that lat. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's escaping like a sure hit. Again, holy shit. Oh my god, this guy's lat is insane. Jesus, that lat is nasty. Alright guys, let's do a last invasion for today, then I'm gonna call it. I have other stuff to do today, so... Right, let's do one last for the books. And East to Australia is brutal? Yeah, it really is. Probably the worst net I can get is Australia. Although I think some of the worst connections I've ever seen are from China. Because they're on VPN, right? Oh, man. Dude, this sad little person. Let's just relaunch the game to get our last invasion. Doesn't appear in the recent players either. Less cloud saves, yeah. Let's change area real quick. Alright guys, if we don't get anything, I think I'm just gonna call it for today. I think it might be bugged right now. Alright guys, I'm just gonna call it here. Thank you guys so much for coming by, everyone. Wish you guys a happy rest of the day, and let's see if we can raid someone. Alright, let's see who's on right now. Okay, you got Sharkbait. That's it. Alright, so let's raid Shark. Alright guys, have a good night everyone. Catch you guys up later. Take care guys.